Hi guys, hope you're good. Just wanted to check in after the AKT exam yesterday. I've had a lot of messages today. I've seen a lot of streams and people mentioning things on social media about how tough it was, how difficult it was, how challenging it was, how random it was, how all their work went to waste, how they're thinking that, how could I have ever prepared for that type of exam. And I know a lot of people are pretty worried right now, and I say this every time after every AKT. I hear this a lot. It's very common. You're not the only person feeling like that. Pretty much everybody has come out of the exam thinking, what did I do? Like, where was my time spent in the last 4, 5, 6 months of revision? All these questions that I did, all this reading that I did, what was the point of it? Well, I think firstly, it's a very natural reaction to happen. AKT is unlike any other exam really that you've ever done. It's a very difficult exam to come out of and think, yep, I've got it in the bag. I know what I was doing. I got, all these questions right, because it's one of those exams where the applied part really matters, and the knowledge that you have doesn't always reflect in certainty in the answer that you put down. So I want to just tell you about a couple of things just to remind you. Number one, your gut reaction took a lot of credit in that exam. Now, you might not know why you went for option A versus option B. Your gut instinct would have told you that, and it's very hard to put that down and say, I'm confident that I got it right, but you've got to trust in your gut instinct because it's been making decisions around medicine for many years. And you need to give it a little bit more confidence sometimes. And gut feelings and gut reactions are not easy to put on paper in terms of I'm definite of the right answer. So give yourself some credit. Your gut reaction would have bought you many more marks than you probably think. Number two, our brain is very powerful. We always think about those probably 5 to 10% of questions that you struggled with, took extra time on, thought about twice, 3 times, 4 times, maybe changed your answer a couple of times. Your brain's going to zone in on those questions. So the things that are going through your mind right now are not probably the 80% of questions that you didn't have to think too hard about, the ones that you got the answer pretty quickly, the one that you kind of almost can't remember because they were in and out so fast. So what your brain is doing right now is focusing on those ones that you are a little bit unsure of, and those are the ones where your gut feeling can make a difference. So please try and focus on the ones that you know you did do well on. I know this is very easy to say, but this is what you should be trying to tell yourself over the next couple of weeks. And number 3, it's really important to remember that even though you think that a lot of questions were not doable with the work that you did, the truth is that the work that you did probably allowed you to get down to that, is it this or this? And probably knocked out the other 3. Whereas if you hadn't done that work, then you would have found yourself having to guess between probably 5 answers that all seemed reasonably correct. So the work that you did do did have a huge impact. You may not think it because you couldn't make maybe that right decision right at the end with ease, but if it wasn't for the work that you've done, the time that you've put in, the sacrifices that you've given out, then you would have found the paper a lot harder. So the fact that you're a little bit on edge right now, the fact that you're thinking, oh, is it 50-50, the fact that you're thinking it could go one way or the other, actually is probably a good thing, because it meant that you got a number of questions where your brain had got you down to that bit where it could have been one or the other. And that's the whole point of an exam like this. It's not supposed to be really obvious. Yes, just click through the questions and answers and know them inside out. So I hope this is giving you a little bit more confidence. I know it's a tough 3 or 4 weeks now. I remember this myself when it was my own AKT. It was very hard to go into work. I know a lot of you mentioned today, you're saying that you're into work, but you're not concentrating because you're thinking about yesterday. So it is going to be like that. There's no point me trying to say forget about it. You can try, but it's going to come back to you again and again. But just remind yourself of those couple of things. Number one, it's a paper, it's a type of exam that's designed to put you in that kind of 50-50 role to make those gut decisions. You've got to trust your gut a little bit more than you probably do. Number 2, you're going to be focusing on the questions that you know are difficult, the 5 or 10% that you can't get out your brain, but you're going to forget all the ones that you did really well on, didn't think twice about. And 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 months of work cannot go in vain. So all the work that you did do did pay off and will have allowed you to get to the score that you get. And hopefully it's going to be a good result in a month or so's time. Hope you're well, hope this makes sense, hope this helps a little bit. Please try and take some time out. Please give your brain a bit of a rest. Easier said than done. But hopefully in a month, they'll come back to me and saying, can pass, will pass. I did it. And I'm sure many more will have that outcome than are probably sitting there thinking right now. Hope this helps.